So I didn't plan to be a bartender. I needed a job while I was still in school. And even when I got a desk job, I went back to bartending on the weekends because it just made me happy. In the end, I chose this career. I decided to open my own bar called Native. From classics to drinks that push the boundaries in flavors, Singapore cocktail scene is full of people experimenting, redefining, and rethinking what a cocktail can be. At Native, we work a lot with local regional spirits that might be new to a lot of people. One of my favorite spirits, which is a Sri Lankan arak that's made from coconut wine. I like the quiet before service, just a bench and a few ideas brewing. We have some of our small batch in-house gins that we make. We've got different flavors like lemongrass, kampot pepper, cacao hass, chrysanthemum. We wanted to work from the ground up and work on our flavors and techniques, add stories, showcase traditions, and kind of connect with our consumers in that way. Staying still in this industry isn't really an option, so I like to check in once in a while. First stop, tucked inside what many call the Gotham City building, a neo-Gothic icon, is a bar designed to transport you to another era. This is Atlas. The room is grand, and making sure that elegance runs through every pore is Nicholas. One of my favorites in the world. If you could tell me a little bit more about this entire venue.
Parkview Square is an institution in its own right. The Huang family built this building in 2002. He made it stupendously beautiful as an ode to the beautiful Art Deco buildings of the 1920s and Europe. So we always tie back to the era of the 1920s and 30s, and Art Deco as an overarching theme, more for the aesthetics and theme of the menu. For ingredients, we always look to Europe because we are one of the few European-themed bars in Singapore.
I see a beautiful tower with a lot of bottles over there. If you could tell me a little bit more.
The gin tower is definitely a centerpiece, maybe the biggest gin collection in the world, 8 meters tall. Our collection always fluctuates between 1,200 and 1,400 gins. People always forget the champagne room is actually the heart of the gin tower, so 240 levels of champagne also. You can really explore a gin you haven't had and maybe isn't available in Asia or Singapore.
I believe you guys even have a gin with ants.
I think that's from a company called Cambridge, and they have their Antsy gin. They also have their Watenchi gin, which is the most expensive retail gin available in the world. So we make a martini with that that's pretty crazy.
I love a good martini, and I know that's your specialty.
When you're in Atlas, you have an Atlas martini. This is a martini that is part of the concept of Atlas altogether. It calls for Umbrato vermouth, which is a little bit sweet and savory and adds richness and texture, as well as champagne vinegar, which obviously connects the champagne room to the gin tower.
These days, it feels like someone from Singapore is always climbing some kind of bar ranking. Asia's 50 best, world's 50 best bars, you name it. And yeah, Nicholas and I have both been on this list. Atlas is no stranger to awards. You guys have been on multiple lists. What's your secret?
I don't know if there's a secret. We're passionate and we care a lot. Hospitality isn't doing what we want to do, it's doing what they want to do. So we want people to feel at home, but we also want them to know that they're doing something special.
No matter how many times I've been, this place still gets to me. And when I want to drink that place as well with food as it does on its own, I make my way to River Valley. With over 2 decades behind the bar, Mel knows flavor.
How are you, man?
It's good to see you. At Bar Somma, his cocktails are designed to sit alongside a fine dining menu by Chef Mirko Fabrile. So Mel, I know you have a history of working with chefs.
Yes, I've been working with different chefs. And through that, actually, I explore a lot of flavor combination, kitchen techniques, which I incorporate to the bar. As a bartender, the drink should stand alone for itself. I want both to complement each other. Then you get a lot of layers of the flavors coming out through once you're enjoying together. One of the things that we're very proud of in Somma, we have an R&D kitchen, bartenders and chefs putting all the ideas together, and then voila. I've been seeing the growth in savory cocktails, not only in Singapore, even worldwide, in Asia. People are becoming so adventurous and they want to try something new, like food to a cocktail. So I said to myself, why not create a specific section for it, for the savory? I think the best one is our Bolognese muse. Since we're an Italian cocktail spot, so why not create a dish from a pasta to a drink? So we incorporated all the major ingredients of the Bolognese. We're using beef broth inside, and then the mirepoix, and the fresh tomatoes inside, and then after that we add the whiskey, and we cook again through a clarification process. Flavors itself, actually, sky's the limit. As much as we can get new flavors in the market or anywhere, we will do it.
The drinks here leave you thinking a little differently about what a cocktail can be. And that's what I like most. And now for my next stop. Down a quiet street in Tanjong Pagar. There's no name out the front, just an unmarked door. But once you're inside, the bar is run by Peter Chua, who prefers to let the space speak for itself.
So the idea of Nighthawk was inspired by the eponymous painting by Edward Hopper called Nighthawk. And it was really the feeling of urban alienation and a bit of that voyeurism that gave me the inspiration for the bar. So why are we such a kind of hidden away bar? So I like to believe anything worth finding, is worth your while. So when you come in, it's like, okay, I did not expect this tiny bar to be in here with all these things happening just from this unassuming door. So for the drink menu, we kind of took the concept and we applied it very strictly. Every other drink name has either something astrological, mechanical, sci-fi, cyberpunkish to it. So for example, like kick artist fix. So kick artist in the cyberpunk term, fix is something you get your fix on. It's a Manhattan style drink, but this one was loosely inspired by maple pancakes. So we took the flavors of what maple pancakes would be with the breadiness, with a bit of rye, obviously a bit of maple syrup, some sherry, and we fat wash it with brown butter to really give you that pancake flavor. And just to top it off, right, we basically just put an actual mini pancake on top with smoked maple mousse. Petrichor tangible is taking the smell of rain and making it into something tangible. The Gibson Martini style using beetroot. So beetroot has a chemical component that reminisces the smell of rain, which is that earthy smell as well. We're quite lucky with the market in Singapore. People are always looking for new, exciting ideas and experiences.
Nighthawk isn't loud about what it does on the outside, but every detail from the drinks to the space within is well thought of.
There are some advantages to having a small bar, is that proximity of things are near. So it's quite easy for us to deliver good hospitality and service without having to run across the room and stuff like that.
What is one thing that you want your customers or your consumers to take with them?
It's a bit cliche to say, but I do actually want people to leave a little bit happier than they were when they came in.
Pete's Bar is a reminder that small spaces and focused menus can also have a recipe to success. But sometimes success means turning up the volume. Just 10 minutes away in Telok Ayer is a bar known for its buzz and signature energy. Employees only started in New York back in 2004 and found a second home in Singapore. I meet principal bartender Brian to find out how they're keeping the EO spirit alive here.
New York has always been the birthplace of a modern cocktail revival and a New York employees-only experience wherein you're here for maybe a one drink. You'll never know it's gonna be near to 2 a.m. and you have like this unplanned conversations with random people around. The owners and partners saw the potential of Singapore when it comes to like cocktail scene. Singapore flavor is really vibrant and complex. It's like the numbness, like the spice level, like what kind of flavor, what kind of mouthfeel. And Singaporeans are well-traveled, so they really appreciate what we can adapt and replicate at the same time.
Bartenders here don't just pour, they perform. I free pour as well, but very inaccurately. Why do you guys free pour?
When we free pour, it's hospitality. Some people, they need like acknowledgement. And for us, it's just like, 1 second, like, I got you. And it makes like the service easier. But also, we do free pouring is because we feel like the style of bartending is unique and it requires a lot of training, of course.
I never knew that you guys actually used it for the hospitality aspect.
I always tell my team, like, you always want to host and be hosted the way you want it to be. So we always try to put ourselves into their shoes. It's our way of saying thank you and sticking up until the end of the night.
At EO, one round almost never stays at one, which makes it the perfect place to wrap things up. My job's done and it's time to get the party started.